obviously, before we talk about the game tonight, one thing I kind of wanted to address with everybody is, obviously, people probably saw last week Hagan Banks come out of that game. So he went and saw Doc this week. He is getting looked at. He's going to have surgery next week. The good news is it wasn't a full tear. It's not a reconstruction or anything. He'll be ready for the start of next season, which is huge. And Hagan he competed so hard for us, and it just got to a point to where it was 2 weeks on, a week off, 2 weeks off, and get back for a game and bat again. So finally getting that thing fixed. So obviously, kind of like RQ, he'll be with us the rest of the way. That dude's an unbelievable teammate. He's in my ear trying to tell me not to sack bunt Cade at the end there because he didn't want him to bunt right there. So that dude's invested. He's in. And we'll all kind of overcome that moving forward, but wanted to kind of get that out there. Really, really excited that he is going to come back feeling good. That's the good news of this whole thing, even though we'll be without him for the rest of the year. As far as the game goes tonight, I mean, just a gritty win. I thought the story of the game was our three freshman arms. I mean, Zane Adams gives up 2 in the first, but does an unbelievable job of kind of settling things and making pitches, and I thought he was outstanding for his first, SEC, national television, his first start. That dude didn't flinch. He made pitches and was outstanding. Matt Heiberger, same thing, unbelievable. Tyler Fay, that inning could have blown up, and it didn't. And then obviously turned over to AD at the end. So, it wasn't the prettiest win, but they don't ask you. It's just about being gritty. I told our boys afterwards, I want to be the grittiest, toughest group out on the field. And I thought we showed a lot of toughness, a lot of resilience tonight, and found a way to get it done. And so, obviously, a good way to start the weekend, and 2 big ones coming up, but a heck of a way to start.
Coach, you already kind of talked about that rough weekend last weekend in Athens. What did you take from that series to bring back for this weekend in South Carolina?
Yeah, I think you just see, and he knows it because he's been in the SEC longer than him and I have. But the margin for error is just so small. It really is. It's a pitch, it's a swing, it's a play. And that was the difference. You look at it, we had a doubleheader last Saturday. We're in a good spot and get walked off in the first game. I thought we showed a lot of toughness coming back in the second game and then kind of get beat late there in the 7th. I learned some things as a coach a little bit and as far as kind of some things I needed to manage a little better. And then Sunday, we just didn't play good enough. I think that was the reality. We can look ourselves in the mirror and just say we had plenty of opportunities. We just weren't good enough. So I think you understand, man, like this league's tough. It's a league of bullies, and it's why we're all here. It's what makes it fun. It's what we all love to do. So just kind of learning from that, and I thought these guys were tough as nails tonight. They could have cashed it in a long time ago, and they just kept scratching, clawing, and fighting, and found a way to get it done.
Yeah, you already talked about Hagan Banks with his injury. Is that why Zane Adams was put on the Thursday? Is that going to be what it's kind of like going forward, him being in the weekend, or do you all know?
It'll see. Him throwing the ball the way through tonight sure is a vote of confidence for our coaching staff and believing in what he can do. So, I don't know that he will be the guy to lead off every weekend. Some of that was, you have 2 guys go on Saturday, bumping them 2 days short is a lot. So we felt like Zane was the freshest and could give us the best start. We'll evaluate after the weekend, but I think Zane throwing the ball the way he threw the ball shows us that, man, like we can trust this kid to have a slow heartbeat and go out and execute. So we'll figure that out moving forward, but he was outstanding tonight.
TJ, you had the game-tying double late in the game. Can you just kind of walk us through your mindset through that at bat?
Well, I saw the first. I was only 1 pitch, so I was sitting fastball. He had a lot of ride. He was up to like 24 inches, so I was really good up for a fastball. Coach Vaughn told me get on top of the ball, and so far this season he told me when he tells me that, I end up hammering something off speed. So he ended up hanging a slider right there, and I was able to just get a barrel on it. It wasn't my best swing, but it got the job done, so I was excited about it.
Yeah, and then Evan, you had you scored the go-ahead in what eventually was the game-winning run on a wild pitch. What were you kind of thinking, trying to navigate if you were going to go home? Because I know you almost went that previous at-bat and then went back. What was kind of your thought process going through that?
No doubt. We work hard at practice with that, and a lot of that's with Coach Papp. And you got to expect the dirt ball every play, and it just so happened it bounced away where I could score, and was prepared to expect it, and that's just how it ended up.
Did you have any doubt, on the run home that maybe
No, once I saw it bounce, I knew that I was getting in there. So it's just a matter of getting the first step, being on time, and from there just taking it home.
Gotcha. TJ, Evan, you guys played 2 weeks away. How did it just kind of feel being after a kind of crazy 2 weeks with the doubleheader at Georgia, short midweek, and then because of Easter weekend, a short go around here. What's it kind of feel like being back at the Joe and playing in front of the home crowd for you guys?
I mean, the crowd here is always awesome. It's really fun in right field having all the Ragers out there, and playing at home matters a lot. It's a lot of fun. You get your home crowd into it. They play our song, so it's a lot of fun here.
Yeah, just piggybacking off that, man. It's in SEC, all the teams are pretty good. So having the crowd behind you is it's really nice. Playing on the road isn't easy. So I think it's really nice being back here, and it shows that our record's pretty good at home. So I really like playing here, and I enjoy it. So it's nice.
Coach, what have you seen from Pace now ever since you slotted him in at the DH spot?
I think Cage is finally getting healthy. Like this summer he had a great summer in the Cape, but then came back, had a little shoulder procedure, so missed some of the fall. Then came back from that and was going out to his car to grab his laptop to do some homework and stepped on a piece of glass and set it back another 3 weeks. And so and then gets back from that, and we're doing a pick play and kind of jacks up his ankle that needed a procedure. So it just seemed like it was one thing after another with him for the last 6 months. And Cade is just one of the more my type of kids we've ever been around. He's tough. He loves playing. Like, he's just a competitor. And it ain't always pretty with Cade. He'll lumber his way through it. But that dude is a competitor. And the more at-bats you've seen, the more confidence I think he's gaining in himself, too. I thought he had great at-bats there at the end. Obviously, first and second, nobody out there, comes up with a big hit there. And I know it got kind of messy there, but just a great at-bat, left. That is a tough at-bat. And he's just gaining confidence, and that's who he's capable of being. It's just good to see Cade kind of fully back healthy and integrated into it, so he can kind of rock and roll.
Will he be toning the rubber more midweek like he did on Tuesday?
I think some of it depends. A little bit of that was, knowing we were going to move Zane, so some of that will depend on kind of how that shakes out. It ends up working out pretty well because you can kind of let him run a little bit, but he can also hit for himself there. And then in the weekend, you're not trying to figure out, is he going to hit today? Is he going to pitch today? So he'll be available still this weekend. I mean, he can still give us an inning if we need it in some spots. So I think you'll see him midweek some, but I think that we've got a lot of guys who can do that. I think some of that will be matchup related too. Sam Mitchell's throwing the ball really well for a young pup. Like, he could get some nods in the midweek as well. So there's some options, but it's just good to see Cade back to healthy himself and just having fun playing baseball.
Yeah, Coach, Bryce Eblin's been out the last couple games. Do you have an update on him and how he's been doing?
Yeah, Ebb's doing a lot better. It's a little hamstring issue that he's nursing, and he felt pretty good last week, so we felt like, hey, let's kind of see how it feels. And the one thing with hamstrings is if you don't really take care of them, they nag pretty good. And Ebbs is. And there's no secret. That guy's been unbelievable for us. He's played great defense. He's had unbelievable at-bats. So he's doing well. He was out running today and progressing. So he's getting better. We just don't want to rush him back. I mean, after this, we got 7 weeks left of SEC play. And I think in our minds, like, if it takes him a week, I would rather give him a week and then have him for 7 than kind of play the on-again, off-again game. So once he feels 100% and can get out and run and do what he needs to do, he'll be back. But he's doing better, and fortunately it wasn't anything crazy. It should be back here pretty soon.
Yeah, and you guys have had a couple injuries this season already. What does it kind of mean to have so much depth that, these other guys can kind of come in and not really impact, the record of the game so far with all these injuries?
Yeah, it's college baseball, and I've been a part of teams where you have no injuries, and those are a heck of a lot of fun, but it's just not normal. It's these kids, what they do, and these guys will see it in professional baseball when they get there. I think pro ball is almost easier than college in some ways. Like, these guys are getting up early and going to class. Then they've got homework, they've got papers, they've got exams, they've got lift, they've got practice. And then, oh, by the way, you play 56 games in a 3.5-month period. It's just a lot. And so you do see that wear and tear happen a little bit. But everything we've preached to these guys from day one is it's not about the individual, it's about the unit. And I think that's what it is. I just need them to step in and do their job. I don't need somebody to replace Bryce Eblin. I just need them to go be themselves out there. And we've kind of done it by committee a little bit and had some different guys in different spots. And on the pitching staff, on the offensive side, guys just really stepped up and done their jobs, which is fun.
Yeah. Evan, it was announced at the offseason that your nickname was going to be, or you're the captain of the team, a little bit due to the jersey and just kind of how you've been a leader so far this season. And so far in this season, it went from, the right field calling you that to, college baseball fans to hearing it on social media and the broadcast. What does it kind of mean to you to be in that kind of leader position your first year here?
I mean, it's really an honor. I've said it a couple times now, but at the end of the day, this team's full of guys who all embody our 3 pillars. So really, I don't have too hard of a job. We got a lot of guys who just want to go out there and win and really care about the team and others. But I'm really honored and I'm so glad that I ended up here.